My journey to Christian education started a long time ago through my grandparents. My grandfather, he was a captain in the Salvation Army. He was a chaplain at Fairview Hospital. He preached at Clegg Road United Church of Christ, and sometimes he even preached in the sanctuary upstairs. And so I'm following their legacy of continuing to preach the Word. Our faith formation curriculum is rooted in the church calendar and Pastor Mindy's weekly theme and her scripture from up in the sanctuary. I begin with the Bible verse, and then I adapt the message for children. Scripture guides everything from our room setup to our prayers, to our activities, and even to our snacks. So children experience faith in ways that are meaningful, they're hands-on, and they're very age-appropriate.
Maybe this one
I'm gonna take a walk around the room and show you everything that's new for today.
Can you say Skittles?
Can you listen? Yes, I did bring you some Skittles.
We were taught very early in life, coming to Sunday school, and we wanted to give that to our children, and now we're giving it to our grandchildren. This idea of coming regularly will help them to learn and apply this to their everyday lives.
How have I been working through the challenges? A couple things come to mind. Martha Vivona is one of them. As we co-teach, and between the two of us, if things are not going exactly as planned, she might take one child and head to get a snack out of her refrigerator while I continue to teach the lesson. She's invaluable, and the children love her and express it right to her as much as they do being in the classroom and showing their love towards me.
In Sunday school, it's not just about the Bible, it's about how people stay together and how people bond.
I translate the ideas basically by scripture. I break the scripture down and always put it to the board, and then I make individual word cards and place them on the board all scrambled so that the children have to figure it out. Then they have to read it to us, and that's how the scripture plays into it. But that is our beginning. That's how we start, with the scripture.
Hannah and Elisha have been very willing to come because when they come, there are different topics all the time. It seems that Martha, Jackie, and the volunteers adapt a lot of the things that they do to the nowadays. And it helps them to be focused on what happens to them today and what happens to them at their school and the families every day.
I combine scripture, hands-on stations, music, object of the day lessons, and it turns big ideas like faith and compassion into lived experiences. There's an object station. There is a scripture station. There is a prayer station. And the children approach those stations and can physically touch things. How have I been working through the challenges? A couple things come to mind. 2020, COVID, and having to shut down Sunday school and not having the children return. And then from there we went into we're up against so many other things out in the world. Sports, families wanting to be together. Parents lost it. They lost interest in coming physically to church. They may watch us online, but to not physically come, that doesn't bring the child in, and that was a challenge. So what have we done to correct that is we send postcards that tell the kids we miss them. We send out the agenda, what we're going to be learning in the next month, and try to put some fun stuff in there, like let's make a giant board for peace.
I like stories that I learned from Sunday school, and I tell them to my friends because I like them, and they like them too, so I tell them those stories that they like.
When you think they are not listening to you, and all of a sudden you ask a question and they stop and answer the question, they were listening the whole time. Do you know what joy that brings to both Martha and my heart, that the children are actually listening and taking it all in?
I could leave my children and grandchildren money and possessions when I'm gone, but those things fade. The only gift that lasts forever is a relationship with the Lord. I want them to know who God is. I want them to know Jesus. I want them to carry that faith in their hearts long after I'm gone and pass it along to their children and their grandchildren and so forth.
Some moments that show me this work matters. For instance, Elijah giving me a hug. That's pure joy and love. For Ohana to make a note card for Martha that says, I love you. And Martha hangs it on her refrigerator, and every time she walks by, she reads that little note that says she's loved by Ohana. Those moments, they may seem small, but they're so very real. My hope is that the children leave believing, that they believe in faith, even when it can't be seen, and carry it in their hearts, and that this is a safe place for them. If they carry anything beyond a Sunday morning, I hope it's kindness, the kind they can share freely in the world around them.